It's Golden Week in Japan, which is a bunch of national holidays all lined up in a row. And around this time, many workers travel. For me, I'm actually going back to Tokyo because a couple of my American friends are coming, as well as meeting up some old friends here. For the first day, I am actually on my own. This morning, I headed to a shrine near the Tokyo Skytree. At this temple, there's supposed to be a Wisteria festival as they are currently in bloom. However, all the wisteria actually bloomed earlier in Tokyo, so I missed out by a couple of days. But that doesn't stop people from hosting this festival and people coming here. This shrine is actually pretty cool. Like, there's lots of plants, ponds, animals such as koi fish, ducks, and turtles, and you get the perfect view of the Skytree with the shrine. There's also a cute and secretive bakery near here. This big stuffed lion driving in its car. After some time, I decided to go to the Tokyo Skytree. It's a couple train stops away. As it's Golden Week, they hang up hundreds of these carp koi streamers called koinobori. According to Google, they symbolize determination and strength, and they're so pretty to be underneath and walk under. At the Skytree, they also have a festival that they're setting up, but it's not quite ready by the time I was here. So there's even more konobori around the river, which is honestly the best part. They look so good flying in the wind with the blue sky and the river below. I stopped by a bakery at the Skytree for a small brunch. This bakery looks so cool inside. I got myself an egg, ham, and cheese tart with a croissant to go. I met up my friend in Ikebukuro. We explored the Sunshine City Mall for a bit, but we mostly spent majority of our time at the Ghibli store. Took my friend to see these small mini houses outside the mall. The main point of this whole hangout, which was the Milky Way Cafe. This cafe is centered around constellations, so all the food and drink has a star theme. After some time of eating and chilling, it was time to say goodbye to this friend and to meet up with my friends from Chicago. We tried to meet up at Yoyogi Park, but after some getting lost and going back and forth, we finally found each other. They wanted to find PewDiePie's lamp, which I had no idea he ever had or made one. Around Setagaya, my friend was the one navigating us, and it was honestly a bit awkward because there was random people just standing around that lamp. Like, it was a hangout spot, and they tried to talk to us. I don't really watch PewDiePie's content, so I was just here to come with my friend as they want to take a photo. I don't live around this area, so I don't speak for the people who live here, just my observations and speculations, and they could be completely wrong. The people that were just standing there, I think it's just a weird thing to do. Also, people who previously came here left notes for maybe Felix to read. I'm not sure. After that night, my friend sent me a message that Felix actually took down that lamp that same night we were there, but much later, which could be a reason why people were standing there originally. But like, how would they know if Felix was ever gonna come by? It's just a super weird and almost stalkerish thing to do. Just not very good vibes that I was getting from them. I mean, honestly, they could be very nice people, but then again, I didn't want to talk to them, and again, I was just there for my friend who wanted a photo. I had the morning to myself, so I went to Hiei Shrine in Chiyoda City because that's where my hotel was around. At the shrine, you climb up a bunch of torii gates, which is similar to the one in Kyoto, but like at a much smaller scale. It does give a similar vibe. Nothing too crazy happening at this shrine. It is apparently one of the famous shrines in Tokyo. Similar shrines in Tokyo, I like these cool wooden plaques. This shrine has almost like a monkey motif with monkey-looking deities. After some time walking around in the hot sun, it was time to say goodbye to the shrine and hello to our garden. After 10 minutes crossing a river and this lovely house and rose garden, we were at the garden. So this garden's actually inside a hotel that is free to enter. This garden is in the new Otani Hotel in Chiyoda, Tokyo. A very massive garden that is actually really tranquil and peaceful to be in. It has a pond, fish, bridges, waterfall. You can just walk around and it's honestly pretty nice. There's also restaurants here, a Bible study house, and it also connects to other hotels nearby. After this morning adventure, it was time to meet up with my Chicago friends. We had no real plan. It was just more like a let's hang out in Tokyo. So we walked around Shibuya and Harajuku area, which was honestly a big mistake because we went to Takashita Street, which was extremely crowded, probably more so since it was Golden Week. we managed to get back to Yogi Park again into actually another area that was having a flea market. This flea market reminds me of the one outside around the Allstate Arena where I used to live around. They were selling clothes, stuffed animals, toys, jewelry, Japanese knickknacks, and so many things here. Also, my friend somehow managed to bargain somehow. So for today, it was time to say goodbye to these friends and hello to another one. He quickly took me to a shrine as we were walking to the Kabukicho Tower. We kind of got distracted along the way, making quick stops by the gay side of Tokyo, aka Nichomen in Shinjuku. And we also went to the Disney store and I was so tempted to buy this plush. So the Kabukicho Tower was finally built in January 2023 and it's finally open to the public in April 2023. So it's still fairly new. To online resources, it is Japan's largest hotel and entertainment tower. So their front area is more the entertainment area, so you can have like performances and food stalls and maybe a small concert. And I think inside is the best part. You get this like inspired food neon light night district. Bonus points for these goldfish lanterns. They're so cool and so cute. And some of these restaurants have these cool almost like parade lanterns around them. It's so cool. Now the second floor I think is pretty dope. Keeping on track with the theme, you get the neon lights, gacha machines, crane games, and arcade games. Honestly, the other floors of this tower is meh. You can go all the way up to the top for a very cool view of the city, but compared to the first two floors, there's nothing really going on. It was getting late and we were getting hungry ourselves, so we went to get sushi nearby. And after sushi, it was time to say goodbye to this friend and head back to my hotel. A quick mention about my hotel. It is in Akasaka, which is really close to the Harry Potter Plaza that is around here. And this plaza is Harry Potter themed, from its buildings to the station to the shops. Definitely check it out if you're a Harry Potter fan and in Tokyo. After a restful sleep, it was time to meet up with my Chicago friends again. This time we're going to Nakano for more anime and niche hobby things. Similar to the Skytree, they hung up these koi carp streamers, stopped by my favorite ceramic shop, and we just mostly explored Nakano for about an hour or two. After a quick Mr. Donut break and some dinner, headed to Roppongi for some night exploring. By this point in the day, we were so tired and exhausted. Our feet were hurting, we were in pain, so much strain in our legs and back. But I really wanted to explore this area as this will probably be the last time I'll be in Tokyo for a while. Plus, I heard you can see the Tokyo Tower somewhere in Roppongi, so my friends continued to tag along on this adventure, and I think we ended up going to Roppongi Hills. There's no real way of knowing because my friend was the one who was guiding us. So we did get to see the Tokyo Tower, but only half of it was lit up instead of being like the normal, reddish yellow. So actually, according to its website, the reason why it's lit up this way, which is called the Infinity Diamond Veil, is to help the full moon stand out. If only if it wasn't a cloudy and windy night, then that would have been cool. So since we're at, I think, Roppongi Hills, there's these sculptures around. There's this one with the spiral leg and this really cool one with rainbow glass that showcase the years. I assume they will keep adding additional years and colors. After a windy night, it was time to head back to the hotel. Finally, it was my last day in Tokyo and it was also the last day of Golden Week. I met up with a friend and I kind of made us go to the Pokemon Center because my brother wanted me to buy something, but I did end up buying something for me too. Then we headed to brunch and oh my god, how much I miss Eggs Benedict. And then we walked around and also look at these cool donuts from Krispy Kreme. Then it was time to say goodbye to this friend and I was heading off to Haneda Airport. Little did I know that it was the beginning of a long journey. So I got to the airport an hour before my flight. However, when 6 p.m. rolled by, my flight did not come. It kept getting delayed and delayed even more with no real updates on the situation. Of course, everything was in Japanese. I actually pulled a flight attendant to please translate everything, bless her soul. It turns out my flight to Fukuoka was ultimately canceled, but JAL was so determined to get us to Fukuoka that we ended up flying to Kitakyushu on a different airline, and they also arranged buses to drive us from Kitakyushu to Fukuoka, and I ended up getting home around 1 a.m. Needless to say, I did not work the next day. Honestly, this trip to Tokyo and seeing a bunch of my friends made me realize I really need friends in Fukuoka. This year's Golden Week was much better than last year's. It was so much fun seeing my Japan friends and my American friends again. Honestly, I hope we can do this again someday.